All right, guys, welcome back to another Wednesday night scrim. Hopefully, we can get some good stuff on stream for you guys today. And we're going to do a little bit different today. We're going to be streaming on Mad Cat. Ended up getting picked up by these guys, so I'm going to be streaming to their platform for probably a while. We should be getting the first round underway in about 20 seconds, and we'll figure out what the plane line is going to be for our first round. So we're going to be playing 4 rounds today. First match is going to be Erangel. Second is going to be Miramar. Third is going to be Sandhawk. And fourth, we're going to head back to Erangel one more time. All right, so the first plane line of tonight is going to go from South George all the way down to Novo. So it should have some pretty good drop spots in this plane line. Don't expect a whole bunch of people heading up to like the northeast area, stuff like that. So let's see where everybody starts jumping out. And I'm just going to grab a cup of water real quick, and I will be back in just a second. I'm going to leave the map up so you can see where everybody's jumping to, and we will get in right on the action as soon as I come back. All right, so we're going to have, as far as I can tell, 2 teams in the South George area. Nobody actually headed to the western side of the island except for just a couple teams at the very beginning. Everybody's heading towards kind of like middle right-hand side. It's actually kind of surprising. Most of the time I see people going to like Quarry, Ferry Pier, Primorsk, and stuff all in that area, as well as possibly even Gatka. But it's kind of strange that literally nobody even went there, which is actually, in my opinion, kind of surprising. I do see a couple teams over here heading towards the Yasnaya area. We may have a grouping of a couple teams. It does look like it's going to be Team 11, which is going to be Team Strangers, as well as Team 15, and that is going to be Jello Shooters. So at this point, it just looks like everybody is trying to drop to a vehicle. It was kind of a stretch from the plane line. Other than that, we're going to have a couple teams down here in Milta. Let's go down here and check this out. We're going to be checking in right now with the SK ladies team, and they're going to be battling it out with Empire Esports at the other end of Milta right now. We're going to hear a couple DP shots come from somebody. Let's go to figure out where this one is chilling. So right now, the Empire Esports team is going to be right on the very edge of the streets, except for, what is that? IDK, I think, is what that says right there. The rest of them are going to be more towards like the deli and one across the street. This SK's ladies team is going to be sticking a little bit closer together than Empire Esports, and we're already getting our first knock come out. This is going to be from Rain on to, I didn't get to see the name, but they're going to go ahead and turn around, get a knock on him, and go for the Thirst. So these are going to be our teams up here in Yasnaya. So as far as I can tell, Team 11 already losing 2 people from their squad right off the bat as soon as they land in. Actually, it was only 1. I'm guessing Rain was on a different team. Sorry guys, I just had to post in the Mad Cat thing that I was going live, so it counts towards what I am doing for them. So let's go ahead and see what these teams are up to. Right now, we're currently going to be looking at Team 15 and Team 5 right here. So let's go ahead and see what the couple guys right here are up to. One of the players for Team 15 going to be just across the street in this little yellow building directly in front of one of the players for Shred It. So Jedador is going to land a couple shots right there onto Eve. She's going to go ahead and backtrack. As you can see, T-Rex is now going to start pushing up towards the compound that she ended up backtracking to. Hopefully she's going to have some kind of heals. Definitely lost about, probably I'd say 75% of their health. So it does look like they're going to go ahead and take that buggy, go ahead and move it to a safer location so it can't get shot up. And now they're going to have both of the two at the end of this side of Yasnaya. So hopefully they can potentially find one on the other side, make the rotation just a little bit easier over there. And Eve, you can see, he's backing off quite far away, has made it back to the apartments now. Let's go over here to South Georgia real quick, see what these guys are up to. Currently going to be checking in with OKA. So it looks like the only action we might have at this point is going to be coming from the Yasnaya area. So we're going to stick up here for a little bit until I start seeing things come through the kill feed, and then hopefully get some of that stuff. So at this point, it really just seems like everybody's just playing it safe. There's not really a whole lot of action going down between any teams at this point. Everybody's just waiting for everybody to make mistakes rather than trying to make something go their way. So we're going to see a couple kills right there for Team 23. And from what I experienced yesterday, the servers were lagging like absolute crazy. Definitely hope they're a little bit better for you guys today, because I definitely know how hard it is to land shots on a very laggy server. I think yesterday I played in 2 different scrims and both were absolutely identical. So I'm wondering if it's because of new update glitches and RP rolling out yesterday. So hope everything comes back into check within the next couple days. Otherwise, it's going to be very hairy for the next couple weeks until they work the bugs out of everything like normal. So we're going to see our first zone almost move in all the way now. So hopefully we can get these teams start pushing together. Just like we started a few weeks ago, zone's going to move a a little bit quicker from now on. We upped it to 1.2x zone speed, so it's going to push players together a little bit quicker, make the games just a little bit shorter. That way we can pack 4 games into the period that we normally do 3, and we also to reduce the waiting time in between games from 10 minutes to 6 minutes, and it pretty much makes it so we can get 4 done in what we could usually do in 3. So definitely thank you guys for at least reading the rules and trying to follow them as best as possible. I know a short period like break time in between, it's sometimes hard to get in there, especially when you're trying to charge and go over what happened in the last game, stuff like that. So hopefully we can get it worked out in the future. But until then, let's go down here and check in with players from Team 19. So they're going to be down to just one player right now. You can see Prism Esports is going to be moving in from the hill directly to the south. Raven most likely not going to be making any kind of movements or sounds at this point, especially being a one-man. Only thing he can really do is just try to defend where he's at, and hopefully he doesn't get crashed by an entire team and have them push him at the same time. That's absolute worst case scenario, but definitely does happen as the game goes on. So at this point, we are seeing Team 16 and 18 rotating beside each other. And here come the shots from, I believe, Wish, trying to get some shots onto that buggy right there. And I believe Sonia is going to get a knock onto Legends. And let's go over here and catch the tail end of it. So it looks like they ended up crashing this little hut at the same time. And it came down to a 3v1. So there's really not a whole lot that could have been done. And Wish is going to come down to the last surviving player right there for Team Unlimited. They're going to try to crash the farmhouses right here with Team 16. And unfortunately, Wish didn't get there at the same time as the other 2 vehicles, and his teammate ended up getting eliminated. Other than that, let's go down here with Raven. Now we can see a team going ahead and pushing the compound that he's in. And it's going to come down to, can he get it reloaded in time? So he did place a couple shots onto the first guy, and up came the second and the third from the stairs. Tried to spray and pray with the Uzi as he came across, and unfortunately just wasn't able to land the shots. So pretty much from what I'm seeing from all the teams, the consensus is line the coastline up, and if it goes to military, maybe they can swim their way over or somehow find a boat near them. We're going to be seeing Team 6 rotate in from all 4 directions on Team 9 right here. So they're not really going to have a whole lot of places to go. And they're also going to have, what is that, Propagate over here for Zone Fighters directly behind them as well. Let's see if Propagate can go ahead and try to third-party Team 6 on the top of the hill. You can see him trying to land some shots right there onto Shining for Team 6. Rest of Zone Fighters, unfortunately, going to be a little far away from him. Angela is going to get the knock on a Jers right there with the DP. Let's see if he can go ahead and try to hopefully get back to his team. It does look like Poppy should have no problems getting the revive over there on Jers. The only problem I see with Binary right here is he's kind of secluded from the team. He does happen to be in a dip, which could be good. But as you can see, Prism Esports is now going to be pushing forward. And this is only going to give Zone Fighters right now currently a 3-man. So it may save them having Propagate that far back as kind of like a support. Eventually, we're going to be seeing these 2 teams rotate into each other. So we are hearing some shots come out from Team 16 over there. And you can see they're going to get a knock onto Sonya right here. And for a second, I thought Jers ended up falling down. And it does look like should still be alive. So let's go figure out where Twix is at and see if we can get the battle between these two teams on stream. Switch over here to the ladies silent or SK ladies team, and we got to it just a little bit too slow. It does look like they came out on top of this one, and I believe they ended up taking on Shreddit from what I remember. So it does look like they may have nobody left standing. So hopefully we can see them come back in the second round and get a bunch of kills. I think I'm getting the two teams mixed up because there's a couple players from Shredded team on a different team now, and I think I'm just seeing them through the kill feed and what I'm used to. So we are seeing some shots come out from Team 9 now. So they're trying to land some stuff onto Team 6 right there on the top of the hills. So it does look like the rest of the team has now flanked back around, met back up with the other two players. And pretty much they're going to sit there and gatekeep. Because Team 7, Team 3, I believe, all going to have to rotate in past these guys. So they're just going to sit here and wait for the opportunity to go ahead and try to get some kills. You see Lucky's trying to rotate by. He's going to run right into one of the players for Zone Fighters. And can he get to the greens? And unfortunately, gets knocked, falling off the motorcycle. And Webb is right there to get that free kill. So here come the shots from Team 6. They're trying to get the last couple into Jers right there, and I believe he ended up just falling off the rest of the way and fell to his death. So I believe that is going to bring Zone Fighters just down to a 2-man now. They should have a pretty good location right here. All the natural dips and terrain right here should provide them pretty good cover. Their only big problem is the two of them are fairly far apart, so there's not really a whole lot they can do except try to provide cover fire to one another if they're get into some kind of anything. But it does now look like Propagate ended up jumping all the way down, trying to rotate along the edges and possibly come up right there behind Poppy. And they still have Prism Esports over here to worry about. And you can hear Angela with the DP trying just to let Poppy know that she's there in this direction. So it does look like Yanktis was successful into getting a confirm. I believe it was a vehicle explosion as Team 15 ended up rotating by. And here comes one from Hated as well, is going to get a double right there on a vehicle explosion. And here come, they're trying to place some more onto this one, rotating as well. So Prism is going to have a very good dip right there. Their only problem is going to be Poppy. So as you can see, Jade is going to try to push from the left-hand side as Sonya gets some cover fire right there from the right-hand side. Angela's going to be behind the vehicle with that DP, just waiting for Poppy to come up and I guess go ahead and poke his head up. And Jade is sitting there just trying to get him to go ahead and peek. So it does look like, well, I thought they were going to jump in the car and go ahead and rotate out. And they're going to have about 7 seconds to do so. It's going to be quite a distance for Poppy to go ahead and rotate. He's going to go ahead and come up right here, right in front of them, place some shots on them, does land a couple. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he was able to get a knock. So as we're currently looking, we're going to have pretty much more than half the teams rotating in from the right-hand side of the zone. Shreddit could be rotating right into Team 17. We saw earlier Yanktis got a vehicle explosion on Team 15 as they rotated by, and Hated got another vehicle explosion on SK Ladies as they rotated by in their vehicle as well. So let's go up here and check in with these guys. We're seeing Knock come out from SK onto Shreddit. I believe now it is just going to be up to Twix. Yanktis is going to come around from the opposite direction as she's trying to land some shots onto Orlando to get the last couple HP. And ends up getting the final knock right there onto SK Ladies. So zone is going to go ahead and shift back to the right a little bit. This is going to put Prism Esports almost a little south of dead center. So it should be a pretty good zone. We're going to see Team 6 rotating in from directly behind them. So I'm going to go ahead and check in with these guys, see what's going on real quick. And they're going to go ahead and try to play some shots onto Grove as he drives the vehicle around the little shack. And Grove's going to get a knock onto Angela. And TK is going to end up winning that battle. So I believe the final player for Zone Fighters has now just been eliminated. That's going to bring us down to our final 6 teams so far this round. Let's go over here and check in with Empire Esports, see how these guys are making their rotation in. They're going to have to worry about Team 16 just to the right-hand side in the little shack. So they should have a clear line of sight on these guys, just depending on what kind of scope they have. If they're actually even paying attention to this side, using little portholes out the sides of the little shack. And Team 6 obeying the rules, not shooting that flare up in the air. It was basically just wanting to shoot at somebody. So that confirm right there from Team 16 is now going to bring Empire Esports down to a one-man team. So my favorite here is we are going to see an open field fight. So right now we're going to be seeing Team 6 take on Team 9. As you can see, Grove is going to go ahead and blow up the vehicle against the rock to provide some better hard cover. And T-Rex is going to get knocked by Excalibur. And here comes the final kill onto Team 15. This is going to bring it down to our final 4. And Yanktis is now going to get knocked by, I believe, well, I thought his health went down, but I guess he went ahead and healed. So Orlando ended up taking down one player right here. I think it was Webb with the A-dub. And this is going to give Team 9 almost dead center on this zone. At least they have some kind of like hard cover right there in the center. And they're just going to go ahead and smoke out every direction to provide them some cover. Their worst enemy right now could just be a team going ahead and crashing the compound, blocking them inside, and then inevitably nades and then mollies just bouncing. Grove going to get the knock onto OK Abe. Webb goes ahead and thirsts it for him. That's going to bring Team 9 down to a 3-man. And that's pretty much going to make it even strength right here between... No, I take that back. They're going to be a full squad. So Excalibur did go to the right just a tiny bit. I'm not sure if he had the angle right through the side of the smoke right there on this team. Did go ahead and get some shots onto Team 16 coming up directly behind Team 9. And most likely just saw them proning through the field, trying to get some kind of like way forward to go ahead and get into the zone. Here comes a knock from Lazy K onto Webb with the M4. Grove goes ahead and answers back, gets the thirst onto their teammate. That's going to bring Team 9 down to a 2-man now. Thank you for the follow, Snowy and Sonia. So Orlando is going to come out with another knock. This time is going to be on a Grove. That's going to be a second knock, I believe, with that A-dub within like the last like minute or two. And Yankta's going to go ahead and crack some shots out from the DP. Does get a knock onto Process right there. I believe Lazy K should have no issues with getting the revive in that shack, but they're going to have to worry about Excalibur right here for Team 6. Very, very close to the shack they're hiding inside of. They're going to go ahead and push out. They're going to get a knock onto Excalibur. And Lazy K is going to get the knock onto Shining as well. Grove flanks in. And Process going to bring him down to a one-shot. And then Webb is going to come in from the opposite direction now. And they're basically going to double team him. And at least he put up a good fight. Ended up doing quite a bit of damage to Grove, getting a knock onto Shining. And I believe... there was one more player, just can't remember the name. Grove going to get a knock on to yank this now, so it's just going to be down to Orlando. We're looking at a 2v1. Webb's going to go ahead and start pushing forward, and you can see him trying to play some headshots above the vehicle as Orlando goes ahead and tries to peek. And I believe they are going to go ahead and be our victors of this round. And it is. So I believe that team name is going to be Kyoto, if I'm looking at it correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and take some endgame pictures really quick. Go ahead and get the next round set up for you guys. Not sure what that was. What's up, exclusive? The one thing that I would love to see out of Mad Cat, and it's probably because I use Restream. I use the Restream chat client, and it basically combines all the chat platforms all into one, and it'll put like an icon next to which one it's coming from, so I know how to answer it and stuff like that. That way I don't have to have multiple windows open, stuff like that. So that's just one addition that I'd like to see in the near future, but that just makes it easier for me to go ahead and interact with the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and get the next round set up for you guys, and we will be back momentarily. All right, guys, we're about to go ahead and get round 2 underway now. So in about 6 seconds, we'll go ahead and figure out the plane line for this round. And let me go ahead and check my camera settings real quick. I think the auto white balance keeps somehow coming back on. So plane line for this round is going to go from Porto Parisio all the way to Monte Nuevo. So I definitely expect to see some teams jumping out to Las Leonas as well as Chumacera. Probably Impala as well as Power Grid. Usually I always see people in San Martin as well as Hacienda. So it really just depends on where they can get to from this line. I don't really see a whole lot of teams going past Hacienda. It's going to be most likely a little bit too far. I'm going to go over here with Team Unlimited real quick. So I see Shredded not too far behind these guys. I'm wondering both these teams are headed to the Impala area, and hopefully we can get some kind of action here right off the bat. Problem with Miramar is it always seems like it takes forever for everybody to start running into each other. So usually like the first, I don't know, maybe less than half of the match usually is pretty boring, whereas the last half is where all the intense fighting happens. So it does look like Shredda is going to land. They're going to go across the street from these guys. You can see Wish is going to go ahead and push out. Let's see if he can go ahead and cut them off from coming any farther forward into the city. He's going to get a knock pretty much right away right there onto Hated. And gets the thirst too. That's going to get these guys pretty angry right there at the beginning. So I definitely expect to see them try to come back at these guys. So Team Unlimited is going to move to the other end of the town. I believe they're at a 3-man. So that'll make them even strength. So we're going to go ahead and see the first zone go ahead and shift pretty much straight south. And we're going to hear some shots come out from, I believe, Wish once again with that Uzi. Doesn't look like any shots ended up landing on any of the players over here for Shred It. So let's just see how they end up playing this situation. Now you can see the rest of these guys for Team 18 now are starting to look a little hungry. They're going to start pushing a little bit more forward, try to box these guys out, not give them a whole lot of loot. That way can be probably more little in their favor. So the other teams I see end up landing somewhat close to each other is going to be up in the El Paso area. It's going to be Team 9 and Team 12. Why are no shot markers coming up on the map? I just don't get it. Let's go over here with Team 19. I believe they're currently taking on the Happy Campers now. And I believe they changed their name to, what is it now? 303 Esports. Sorry, exclusive, I forgot already. But at least I changed the name. I'm going to go check out the battle over here with Team Unlimited and Shred It. So at least we can get something going at the beginning of this one. So we're going to see a nade coming out right here from, I believe, Legends. You can see somebody ended up landing just a couple shots on him. Orlando's going to go ahead and try to push up just a little bit behind his two teammates. So it looks like it's gotten to the point right here for Team 4 that they're going to go ahead and back off of this situation. The loot that they got from, I guess, just these couple buildings might not be too good, but let's go ahead and check in with them real quick, see what they're rocking. So Yank's going to be chilling with the AK. Let me see if I can bring this thing up real quick. Ape with the M16 and, a Scorpion. And Orlando is going to have, in my opinion, the best out of all of them. It's going to be the Scar. I'm not a big fan of 7.6 guns except bolt actions. So let's go ahead and check out Team 9 real quick. See how close they're over here to Team 12. Currently, we're going to be checking in with OK once again, just like last game. I don't mean to click on the same people every time. I promise. They're going to be just a little bit too spread out for my taste. There's not going to be any action coming from these teams for most likely the first little bit. Okay, Abe going to be probably the closest one to these guys, but I see him looking in that direction. Let's see if he can actually see anything real quick. But I don't expect anything coming out of those guys. So we're going to go ahead and see zones start creeping in now. And going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams all push in from the north-hand side. So we're going to see them most likely be running into Prism Esports as well as 303 Esports. So we should have pretty good battles right here as soon as the blue zone goes ahead and starts forcing these teams into the zone. And now we're going to see one of the players from Empire Esports go ahead and push forward to try to get their hands onto the vehicle before Team 9 can get it first. They've had to have heard these footsteps going right by the compound that they're currently in. You can see processes coming up on the other side of the oil container just in time to go ahead and see Bapple go ahead and pull off with that vehicle. Let's see if we can go ahead and play some shots downrange with that M4. And he is going to land the last couple right there. I believe OK Abe or his teammate right there. Definitely coming out with a lot of shots. I didn't see Lazy K on top of the silo. So it was definitely a team effort on that part to go ahead and get, I believe, their first kill of the game. So we are going to hear some shots from the other members from Team 12 now. That's going to be, I believe, Octane just off in the distance. See, he's going to be rocking the Mini 14. Unfortunately, Octane does not have a helmet yet. That could be his downfall at this point. And with how far he is away from his teammate, it could be potentially deadly. So let's go over here with God. So Tasty's going to go ahead and get the knock on to Jade. God going to be right there to go ahead and thirst it for him. And they're going to go ahead and push forward, meet back up with their team over here. I believe that is going to bring Prism down to a 3-man for the rest of this one. So zone's almost all the way in now. Zone fighters, you can see, is going to be hopping into vehicles, making their rotation in. Let's see if they go ahead and meet up with Team 11 right here. And Zone Fighter is going to be off in the distance. Let's go over here right in the direction of 303 Esports as well as Prism. We're going to be seeing a bunch of teams start rotating in right here above these hills. That's where I've been getting the teams mixed up. So Team 4 is going to be Ape and Homies, whereas Team 5 is going to be Shredded. Keep getting mixed up because of their names. Let's go over here and check in with Binary now. He's going to be placing some shots onto some of the members from Team 19. You can see one of them just on the top of the hill. He's going to be down to 1 HP at this point. And Prohina is going to get knocked. Binary going to go for the thirst. Let's go ahead and rotate up here to Noob. See what's going on with this guy. So unfortunately, that vehicle is not going to have a whole lot of damage left onto it. And he's going to be the last one still standing for his team. So I definitely expect Zone Fighters to go ahead and at some point go ahead and push. You can see Poppy's hopped in a vehicle, possibly going for the flank at this point. So if he came up right by that tree right there, which it looks like he's going to, he's going to have a clear line of sight at this guy's back. So let's go ahead and switch out to Poppy. And can he get the final shots right here onto him? And he's going to land a couple right off the bat, bring him down to 1 HP. Noob's going to go ahead and rotate down, get some cover below the hill line, and try to hide behind this tree. But Binary is now going to be rotating in, and he's going to have to go ahead and cancel that heal. And Propagate's going to go ahead and get the final over there. We just missed a battle between 303 Esports and I believe... Trying to figure out what that team number is just by looking at my list. I'm not used to some of the newer teams. Like I always say, if you come to my scrims a couple times, I promise I'll end up learning your team name instead of saying a team number. So let's try Toad over here with Team 6. This is going to be Kyoto. And they're going to most likely end up taking on two players right here for Ape and Homies. You see Yanktis and Orlando going to go ahead and make the rotation around the bottom of the hill. Webb going to be jumping forward to try to get a line of sight on these guys. And right now he's going to try to place some shots onto Orlando. Doesn't look like anything physically landed on him himself. He may be hitting the vehicle, but looks pretty good. Except little smoke. It's nothing too crazy. So Team 15 going to be controlling the the church just outside of Chumasera. As you can see, Team 9 is going to be pushing in. They're going to go ahead and play it safe. Jump out of the vehicles, go ahead and scan the area looking for people. And rather than just blindly driving into basically shitload of gun battles right off the bat. I do see SK Ladies taking on Ape and Homies. Currently going to be seeing the Yankees push up from one side, and here comes Orlando to push in, and I believe that one is going to go to Orlando. Ends up getting, I believe, 2 out of the 3 of them, and Yanktis ends up getting the last one. And here we're going to see Zone go ahead and shift back to the north. 303 Esports going to be almost dead center on this one. Team 9 going to be just above the crate. And it does look like they could be rotating right towards 303. So I'm going to go over here and check in with LKS, coming right up on top of one of the members right now for Team 15. And he's going to have a little bit of help from his teammate just off to his right-hand side. And let's see where the rest of his buddies are. Not sure where the rest of Team 15 is from this dude. Looks like they're going to be way south from him. So there's really no chance for a 4v1, especially with the double flank at the very bottom of the road. His back was completely exposed to the 2 players right there at the concrete structure. Let's go ahead and check in with the rest of the team. And they're not going to be too far away from Shredded at this point either. So Eve is going to be rotating into the area. They are going to land a couple shots on her as she tries to make her rotation forward. This could potentially be bad for Team 15. The rest of Shredded could come forward and basically pinch. So they could be caught in the middle of this. So let's go ahead and check in with Clout right now. He's going to be the closest one forward. And as you can see, one of the players for Team 15, I believe that was T-Rex, ended up trying to drive the buggy forward and ends up running right into Clout. And Eve is going to land a couple shots onto one of them. And unfortunately, he's going to have 2 blown out tires. So there's really not a whole lot of places he can go with that thing. As you can see, T-Rex is having just as hard of a time getting away in this buggy with 1 blown out rear tire. And LKS comes in and third parties this one. It's going to be stealing that one away from, I believe, Eve. But and here we're going to go ahead and see them crash in the compound. And is T-Rex still up? I think he might be. Yeah, so he's going to be over here healing. And they're going to go ahead and start pushing forward. They definitely know that he's not the only one here. And he's going to go ahead and free fire out the window with the AK. Unfortunately, doesn't land any and gets shot by 4 members of, what was that, Team 23 all at once. So now you're going to be seeing Team 9 rotating into this area. Process going to go ahead and crash the compound directly below Shredded that's on the top of the hill. So they've had to herd these vehicles rotating in. Clout is looking in the direction of Lazy K at this point, but he knows Process is directly in front of him inside that small little compound. He can definitely hear these footsteps. So the rest of the team rolls up. Clout's going to land a couple shots initially, but unfortunately wasn't able to get enough damage dealt to get the knock. So Nian's trying to play some shots up range right there onto Shred It. Not sure if he is the culprit for maybe just a couple landing onto him, but it does look like Prism from the blue zone ends up getting a knock or a confirm right there onto one of the players for Team 4. I believe Yank's is going to go ahead and turn around and get a knock in return, and Orlando is going to be right there to go ahead and get the revive onto Abe. So Zone's going to go ahead and hard shift to the right-hand side. Team 23 still going to have this zone, as well as Prism. Prism's going to go ahead and have to fend off Team 4 from going ahead and trying to enter through this zone. As you can see, Yank's going to go ahead and hop in the truck and push forward onto Capalock. Cap's going to land first couple shots onto him, and Yank's is going to have some cover fire from the rear while he goes ahead and pushes forward, and they're both going to get knocked. Cap going to get knocked by, I believe, Yankthis, and Angela's going to get the knock onto Yankthis in return. You can see Cap's going to go ahead and try to crawl back for the revive as Abe goes for the revive on the Yankthis. You can see Orlando's going to go ahead and prime the nade, try to get it just into the smoke, but it was just a little bit too short right there. So I can hear Team 23 and 7 both exchanging shots back and forth between each other. I don't see a whole lot of damage done to either one of these teams. I see a little bit of damage done right there to Zeke, but that looks maybe just one bullet on target, most likely. But other than that, now we're going to be seeing Shred It rotate in directly behind Ape and Homies right here. They're going to roll right into Ape. They're going to go ahead and pop a smoke route right here. And Ape's going to go ahead and, I believe, get the double kill right there. So Cap's going to go ahead and end up getting shot in the back by Ape. And Yank's going to go ahead and confirm it for him. And I believe that's just going to leave it down to Angel at this point. 303 Esports is going to be across the street. They do have a pretty good area over here, but unfortunately they're going to have to rotate over to, I believe, Zeke. And he's going to be right on the edge of this zone. So Lucky's going to go ahead and get the final kill onto Prism. And going to go ahead and, I believe, take Angela out with, what is that, 2 M4s? So this is going to bring us down to our final 3 of this round. We're looking at 303 Esports, Ape and Homies, and I'm not sure who Team 23 is, because I should not have a Team 23. So Orlando's going to go ahead and get knocked by, I believe, Tasty. Zeke going to get knocked by LKS across the street. That's going to go ahead and give them the opportunity to go ahead and start pushing forward to this zone. Abe ends up making it just below the hill, right on the very edge of this zone. He's going to go ahead and prone, try to take out the members of Team 23 as they try to make the rotation across the street. I believe it's just going to be down to just Nians for this team still standing. I really don't think that his team's going to end up being able to crawl their way over here. Tasty's going to go ahead and get the confirm over there onto Midnight with the A-dub. And they're just spraying through the smoke, hoping to get a knock. And Ape's going to go ahead and get the confirm on the last player knocked over there for Team 23. That's going to go ahead and give his team 9 kills so far for this round. So let's see if Ape can go ahead and take on 303 here by himself. Ends up trying to take on God and Lucky at the same time, and they end up double teaming him, which is going to make it so his team goes out in third. So it's just going to be down to 9s over there for Team 23, and it looks like his team is going to go out in second. So 303 Esports is going to be the victor for our second round. I'm going to go ahead and take some end game picture for you guys. Go ahead and get the next round set up. We're going to be rocking it out on Miramar this time. Go ahead and look out for the password in, I believe, just a minute or two. And don't forget that we're only doing 6-minute intermission, so try to get in the room as quickly as possible. That way we end up not having to wait. Hi guys, welcome back for round number 3. We're going to be playing Sandhawk this round. So plane line's going to go from Camp Bravo all the way down to Timbang, I believe is what that says. I really can't wait to get a new phone in September. So we're going to see two teams fairly close at the very southern tip. We're going to be seeing SK Ladies dropping in on Team 6. So let's see how this one ends up turning out. So SK going to be rolling in late. Twix going to be very close over here to Webb. He's had to have heard this parachute get pulled, and you can see Shining is trying to rotate over here, trying to figure out where these guys are at. So he's going to come out with the S12K and get a kill right off the bat onto Twix. So we're going to be seeing the other two players for SK just up the road. I believe they ended up split looting. They're going to get the knock onto Snowy. And Excalibur are going to be right there to go ahead and loot. As you can see, Mommy is going to be probably just southwest of Nest. But they're also going to have to worry about one of the players for Team 9 just back here. Looks like he may have went AFK and dropped into the water. So I definitely don't expect to see a bunch of action coming out at the very beginning of this one. I think we might have lost a team from last game, and it looks like my camera reset once again. So I'm not too sure what this Windows update did, but it looks like it's doing some weird shit with my processor. Huh? No. There's really not anything going on at this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my phone down and watch the map until I actually start seeing people rotate towards each other. Usually when I have this few of people in the lobby, usually I won't even run around because it's pretty much boring for everybody playing as well. So we're finally getting some action. We're going to be seeing Zone Fighters come up against Empire Esports. Right off the bat, you're going to see Lost Soul get knocked by Propagate. And I believe Real Taco going to be knocked as well. So it's going to be just down to Bapple as well as Octane. And Zone Fighters is going to have quite a few angles on these guys, plus the high ground. So, as you can see, Binary and Jurors going for the flank on these guys, while Bapple goes for the revive right here onto Real Taco. And Lost Soul going to come out with the QPZ, get a knock onto Jers and the finish. Which is now just going to leave it up to Binary over here. He's going to get a knock onto Octane on the right-hand side. Goes for the thirst and gets it. Poppy's going to come in from the opposite side. Coming right behind Bapple. Goes for the thirst onto him. It's going to bring him down to just 1 HP. And that's going to be number 2 for Poppy right there. He's going to go for the thirst on one of the other Empire Esports players. This is just going to leave it down to Lost Soul. You can see Poppy and Binary now both going to be pushing forward. And you can see his feet coming through the side of the building. So Grove's going to go ahead and get a knock as well as Excalibur with the nade. Going to be pushing up on the backside. Gets the last couple right there into Pratt. And I believe that right there is going to get it down to, I believe, a squad wipe for those guys. We're going to be seeing some shots come up from Capilot over here onto Shining behind the tree. So that's going to give Team 6 the general direction. And they're definitely looking over here towards the one player for Team 9. Definitely looks like they landed a whole bunch of shots on this dude, too. So Excalibur and Webb going to be pushing in this direction now. They're definitely looking for this last dude over here. And out comes the nade into the water. They're going to play some shots onto the backside over there. Webb is going to push forward. There's really not a whole lot he could do down there. We're going to be hearing some shots coming from Team 4 just up the hill. They're trying to land some shots right now onto Shining. Let's go ahead and check in with Orlando up here, see what's going down right here on Team 4. And Shining's going to go ahead and thirst yank this. And Grove going to be just outside of the zone. Let's go up here and check in with Team 23. So we're going to be seeing 303 Esports moving in from multiple directions right now onto, I believe, Sacred. It's going to go ahead and have to back off. You can see Midnight is trying to get to the compound. They're going to land shots on both of them pretty much simultaneously. Midnight going to get knocked. Sacred going to get down to just 1 HP. And Tasty's going to go ahead and thirst the one. Let's see if Sacred could go ahead and try to back off of this. Fortunately, no longer has a helmet. And Nion's going to come out, get the knock over there onto Tasty, which should give Lucky the opportunity to go ahead and push forward. And Nion's right there to go ahead and get the thirst onto that one. And Zeke's going to go ahead and push forward with the Uzi. Sacred, unfortunately, only gets one bullet off. I'm not sure if he accidentally hit the auto to single fire button, but that's kind of what it sounded like. And I definitely know the feeling of that one when it happens. So Propagate's going to come out with a nade. Let's go over here and check in with Carla, figure out what's going down over here. And Capeloc's going to go ahead and take down the last member over there. And let's see if he can go ahead and try to get the zone. It looked like he was taking quite a bit of damage. And hopefully he's got some kind of health. And it looks like he may go out to the zone on this one. What's up, Escus? How you doing? Thank you for the like, Nicole. So Poppy trying to get a nade through the open window. Trying to get a knock right here onto the two members for Team 9. He's going to get a knock onto Lazy K. Propagate's going to be right there to go ahead and get the finish onto OK Abe. That's going to go ahead and give Zone Fighters 10 kills already for this round. So they're definitely like on point this game. So we're already down to our final three teams. It does look like it's going to be a single for 303 Esports, a single for Ape and Friends, and we might be looking at, no, it's going to just be a three-man over here for Zone Fighters. So Binary's going to go ahead and get one more. That's going to bring them up to 11 this round. So it's going to be a 3v1. So they've already found Lucky over here. It looked like he was going to try to promenade, and he's going to be shot by two different people at the same time. Looks like he was going to try to peek and get a couple shots right there onto Propagate. Very nice job right there. 2 Zone Fighters with our third round win. So I'm going to go ahead and take some endgame pictures for this round. Go ahead and get our fourth and final round set up. And we are going to be back to Erangel next round. And that'll be our fourth and final round of tonight. Hi guys, welcome back for round number 4. And we're going to be rocking it out on Erangel this round. And we have somewhat of an okay playing line for this round. So we're going to go from in between Severny and Stauber all the way down to military base. It's going to be a little hard for these guys to get to the western side of the island. Most likely going to be dropping the cars if they are around the Pachinki area as well as the Ferry Pier area. But if it's anything like the last Erangel match that we had, nobody went to the western bottom corner of the map. Like there's literally nowhere, nobody at Quarry, Primorsk, or the Ferry Pier area as well as Gatka. All we had was South George and some military action. Other than that, really not anybody on that side. So I believe we're going to be seeing two teams over here in the Rozhok area. Definitely one of my favorite spots to end up landing, but it does look like Team 6 ended up dropping for the vehicle at the very back by the bridge and ends up rotating out. Well, let's check in over here with Team 12 and Team 6. They're going to go ahead and run over one of the members. And right now, absolutely nobody has any kind of weapons. It's just vehicles and getting knocks. So they're going to go ahead and get 4 right there off the bat. And it's very unfortunate for Empire Esports being caught right in the very center of that. I know it can be very, very frustrating, but you always have to bounce back from situations like that. Go ahead and talk it over. It's always, in my opinion, better to know where you're dropping, add vehicle stuff like that, rather than dropping in the complete open. It's very possible that they ended up dropping at the same vehicle. That's normally what happens when you see people drop at the same vehicles. Is people end up getting run over. It's a part of the game. It's probably the worst way to die, in my opinion. Only second to dying without a weapon. That is by far the absolute worst way in this game, in my opinion, to die. So you're going to see a couple shots from Lazy K come out right onto the backside of Cloud as he jumps out the window. Wasn't able to get anything landed, but he's going to be caught right in the middle of 3 of the players right here for Team 9. So they're going to run upstairs, go ahead and get the thirst on him, whereas the rest of his team is going to be back towards the apartments. So anybody watching on any other social media platform, I believe I'm down to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube at this point, go ahead and head over to my MadCat channel. So recently partnered up with these guys. It's going to be a brand new streaming platform, and I definitely suspect this is going to be on the level of Twitch and everything else like that. I think this one's going to be around for a while. So basically what I'm trying to do is, first goal, get to 100 followers. Got a couple tonight. So whatever stream you're watching on, go ahead and head over to MadCat TV. My username on there is going to be SnowBack, and you'll see my channel's currently live. So that's going to be my primary source streaming to. And everything else is just going to be secondary right now. So keep a lookout. I'm going to be on there as much as I possibly can, especially since I literally still have nothing to do. I'm trying to find little odds and ends to do all day to keep me sane. I think I've even gotten to the point where I can't be on this game all day anymore. Quarantine has ruined PUBG for me. They are definitely trying to hunt Carla down at this point. You can see them all pushing forward. They're all up to the double yellows just across the street. So they've had to have seen her come over here. Hope maybe she can get to the very top. What's up, Beastie Boy? How you doing over there on YouTube, man? And it's going to come down to they have now surrounded the building. They're all going to go ahead and start coming inside. They really don't know what floor she's on at this point. She's going to land quite a few shots right there on the process as he tries to come up the first flight of stairs. And it's pretty much going to be a double team right there. And when a team with an AK and an Uzi runs at you shooting at the same time, best hopes is spray and pray, try to get 2 knocks, but it's just overwhelming firepower coming right at you. And all you can do is really try your best, but situation just sucks. Now we're currently checking in with the winners of our last round. Zone Fighter is going to be across the street right now from Team 19. You can see Raven and Prohenus going to be ducked here behind the broken wall. And Molly going to land just to the right-hand side of Raven. They're trying to get some nades out, go ahead and cook them. And I think they know Propagate is right over here. But they're definitely trying to get those nades right on top of Jers. They're coming just barely short. So Jers going to stand up. Actually, no, I take that back. Poppy and Binary going to come in from the rear. Going to get a knock onto Prohenus right behind the wall. Raven's going to come try to land some shots onto Binary through the window. He's going to get the knock onto him as well. This is going to leave it down to just Noob. And it looks like SK has now come in trying to third party this. Ness gets knocked as soon as she gets out of the buggy. And this is going to leave it to Snowy. Wait a minute. Alright. Is anybody in here shown with a helmet? I've been noticing a lot of people running around with no helmets. There's 1, 2. She's got a helmet. So Snowy's going to get Ness up just in time as Binary puts some shots right on her left-hand side. Going to take about 75% of her health away. Now you're going to see Binary going for the flank on the left-hand side. Propagate's going to be providing cover fire, and Poppy's going to come in from the right-hand side. Does get the thirst over there onto Ness, and going to get the knock onto Snowy as well. But Twix is now rolled in from the backside of this garage. Does land a couple shots onto Poppy right off the bat. And here comes the nade from Poppy. He's going to go ahead and get the final kill right there onto the SK Ladies team. So I believe that's going to go ahead and give them 6 so far from this round. So they're definitely looking pretty strong in this round as well. I think last round they ended up with, I think 12. So definitely good job within these last 2 rounds from Zone Fighters. So 303 Esports. Going to be inside the blue. They're going to be pouring into vehicles, making the rotation into the zone. Let's switch over here to Team 9 as they go ahead and crash the warehouse just behind Zone Fighters. And Poppy's going to land a couple shots right there on the process from the left-hand side of the broken wall right there. And I believe Propagate is now pushed forward into the warehouse and gets a knock on the Lazy K and gets the thirst. Seeing a little pre-fire right there from one of the players from Team 9. Okay, Abe's going to come around from the backside to try to play some pre-fire shots on a Propagate as well. And here comes a knock from Poppy on the process. And OK Abe's going to go ahead and heal up. I'm not sure what his name is. I can't even read it. Currently, 2 players knocked over here for zone fighters. Currently, Poppy and Propagate are down. They're going to move in, get the thirst right there onto Binary, and that is going to be it for zone fighters in this round. So that's going to bring us down to our final 6 teams in this round. And I believe that's going to go ahead and give this team 7 kills so far this round. Right now, you can see 303 Esports rotating in directly behind Prism. And you heard some shots land just there at the end. I believe they ended up popping a tire as well. Dude, I was out inside in the sun for so long today that like my face is itchy. Like I feel like I have a sunburn. So currently we're checking in with Team 9. This was the team we just left earlier that took on Zone Fighters. They're going to be coming in right behind 303 Esports. They're trying to play some shots on the 2 members that continued rotating forward. But 2 of their members ended up stopping at the L building. So this is going to be Lucky and God taking on a team of 3. Excuse me, guys. So Team 9 is going to pour out of the warehouse, go ahead and smoke directly in front of them. They're going to take down both God and Lucky. And the rest of the 303 Esports team has rolled into the little dunes outside of the warehouse. They're going to get a knock onto one of the players for Team 9, which is going to bring them down to just a duo. But I believe Process should have no problems getting the revive onto his buddy right there. So we are definitely going to be seeing a battle right here between these 2 teams on top of this hill. So we're going to be looking at, where's my teams at? Kyoto and Ape and friends. The rest of Team 6 going to be just a bit farther back than Webb. Webb's got to know these guys are over here by now. And out comes a nade from Webb. Gonna have some distance to it, but wasn't able to make it over the edge where the 3 players for Team 4 are currently chilling. We're gonna see a knock right there from Orlando with the Car 9. That's gonna go ahead and give them the opportunity to push forward. Out comes a knock from Shining onto JD Smooth with the nade, and down goes Orlando as well. Hated we get on down to just a couple XP, and here comes another nade. This one's going to be a knock onto Hated, and it is just going to be down to Yank this. Webb's going to push forward, lands quite a few right there onto Yank this, and ends up taking him down. So we're currently seeing a push forward from Purple Haze. So they're going to be trying to take on Team 6, which is going to be Kyoto right above them. Currently we saw them, previously saw them take on Ape and homies, getting the squad wipe. Right after the knock from Orlando onto Excalibur. Definitely didn't see the outcome of that one working the way it did, especially with the knock at the very beginning, which caused the push forward. Definitely nice regroup from Team 6, and they ended up coming out victorious. So we could possibly be seeing a third party from Prism Esports. They're going to be just on the top of the hill. So I definitely expect to see them coming up right here behind Team 6. And unfortunately, they ended up getting knocked by one of the players right there as the battle ended. Let's go up here and see what kind of view they're going to have on these guys as they go for the revive over there onto their down teammate. And here come the shots from Prism. Landed a couple at the very beginning. And Team 23 at the bottom of the hill trying to third party this one from their location right now. So they're going to be dead center of this zone. So they're not really going to try to force their hand on this one. But I definitely expect to see the two teams up here battle it out. So I don't know if they got the revive off on the Banshee, and they did. So they're going to be back to 3-man, I believe. You're going to see Grove pushing up just on the side of the mountain, trying to push forward. And Grove going to be just on the other side of this rock where Sonya's currently at. Why did it switch all the way over there? And Grove ends up getting knocked by Sonya. Webb over there to get the knock in return. I believe Jade is going to be down to just a couple XP right now as well. Banshee, you can see going for the revive over there onto Sonya as Webb pushes up towards Grove. I believe he's end up going to go for the revive onto him, so that's going to bring both these teams back to even strength. Unfortunately, Prism going to be down 1 man. And let's see if they have any more nades to put in that direction. That one's just going to be a little too short. Didn't make it over the top of the rock. And Webb going to get a knock onto Banshee with a nade. That's going to go ahead and give him the ability to go ahead and push forward. Grove's going to go ahead and thirst it for him. And we're going to see a 4v2. Let's see if Jade and Sonya can end up fending off the push forward from Team 6 at this point. Jade gets the knock onto Webb. And Excalibur, I believe, going to get the final one right there. Actually, take that back. Grove ended up getting both. So we're going to see a zone shift towards Ruins. Team 23 still going to be win this one. So let's see if they end up trying to gatekeep Team 6 from rotating down. Whereas 303 Esports is moving right into Ruins. So they should be pretty set up if zone ends up shifting towards that way. And this is going to bring us down to our final 3 for this round. And I didn't know they already lost one this round. I thought they were full strength. So half of Team 6 going to hop in a vehicle and make their push forward. And let's see if they go ahead and taking on the 3 members for Team 23 over here in this compound. So Webb's going to go ahead and jump out, make a flank to the right-hand side, whereas Excalibur is going to play some shots from the road. And nade coming out right in front of Webb. If he ended up not pushing back, definitely would have landed at his feet. So Nyan's going to get a knock right there onto Excalibur. Well, here comes the rest of Team 6 now pushing forward. They're going to go ahead and crash the blue building right here. And And Nines gets a knock onto Shining. Webb going to be right there to go ahead and finish that one up. And that's going to go ahead and give this team 18 kills this round. So Zone is going to shift to Ruins. The last two members for 303 Esports going to have a pretty good location. They've definitely heard these shots up there from the hill, so they know exactly where these teams are coming from. So as long as they're posted up in some pretty good locations, I believe Tasty, yep, Tasty's going to have the DP, so let's see how they end up rotating forward. So it does look like Webb ended up going to the drop. Shining goes ahead and pushes right down into the two players for 303 and gets his vehicle blown up instantly. And they go ahead and thirst him. This is going to bring it down to a 3v2. And here comes the push forward from Webb. Zeke currently knocked, so it's just up to Tasty. He's going to have to worry about 3 different angles right now, and Excalibur is going to be right there to land the last couple onto him. And Kyoto is going to be our 4th and final round victors tonight. So thank you guys to tuning in, and thank you guys for all the new follows on MagCat TV. Like I said earlier, if you're currently watching the stream on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, do me a favor, head over to MadCat. My username on there is going to be SnowBack Gaming. Nickname is SnowBack. You can look up either, and it'll go ahead and pop up. Thank you for the follow. Just head over to my MadCat, give me a follow. I'm trying to hit 100 followers. That's going to be my first goal for that channel. And hopefully I can also get to 1,000 on Twitch fairly quickly as well. I'm not going to stop streaming to Twitch just because of that. But I would definitely love for you guys to go ahead and tune in on MadCat. So it does help me out. So I hooked up with these guys, so I am partnered by them right now. So all the views I can get over there definitely help out immensely, as well as all the follows and everything. I got to make some minimum requirements, but if you could head over there, hit that follow button, would definitely greatly appreciate it. And we'll go ahead and try to get scores out as quickly as possible. If it's not tonight, it'll definitely be tomorrow. So just look out for the ping. And once scores come out, I'll go ahead and open up registration, and we'll go ahead and open up check-in on Tuesday. As always, we'll give you guys 24 hours to go ahead and check in to reserve your spot, as long as you submitted a roster throughout the week. And definitely love to see you guys back next week. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you maybe Saturday if we have enough teams for the ESL scrims. So if we have enough teams, it'll be Saturday and Sunday, and back to Wednesday again, I believe. Actually, no. If we have enough teams, it'll be Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Wednesday again. So as long as we have enough teams right before ESL to do some practice scrims, Prism Esports to go ahead and put that event on. We just need a minimum amount of teams to go ahead and make it worth everybody's while. But other than that, if you'd like to get involved with that event, go ahead and look on my Discord, or you can put Prism Discord into the Twitch chat. It'll pop in a link. But on my server, it's under ESL